Hey everybody, welcome to the Checkered Chat. I'm Blake,
And I'm Justin.
and this week on the interview series, we have Wade Taylor with us. What's
Hey
going on,
guys,
Wade?
pretty good, man. Happy to be here. It's my first podcast, so you guys are get it full swing. I'm excited.
Yeah, it'll be good. It's a good first podcast to do because we're by no means professionals or super polished, or it's really just a go with the flow. I mean, I'm in a pink gaming chair,
Yeah.
so
If you're just now noticing that Blake's chair is pink, then I don't know how you haven't noticed that before.
It's a good
Um,
chair.
yeah.
yeah.
I thought about getting the pink chair before. It's just
It's
maybe
my
it's just a canon event.
it's my wife's. So we just use what we have, resourceful.
Yeah.
I guess that's the way to put it.
There we go.
But anyways, you ready to get into some questions?
I'm ready, man. Throw them at me.
Perfect. You want to kick us off?
Yeah. All right. We'll group the first two together again, and we'll do how long have you been a fan of NASCAR and what got you into NASCAR or just racing as a whole?
My peak fandom really started about 2018, 2019, but I've been a racing fan my whole life. But whenever all through high school, I didn't really care about it. I was so busy with my own sports and stuff like that. But whenever I got out of high school, I really got back into it and dove hard into it. But I've always been a fan. My family is a family of racers, and I've always been around it my whole life. My great grandfather was actually a professional racer back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. I bought a couple of things to show you guys. I knew that would come up.
Oh heck yeah. Bring them out.
I was born here in Kentucky, back and forth for custody reasons. I went back and forth between here and Pittsburgh, and I spent most of my schooling was in Pittsburgh. So there's this racetrack kind of right by where I grew up. It's called Motordrome off of I-70. And my pup race, the majority of his races there. So this is one of his trophies from 1982. It's kind of hard.
Oh heck yeah.
I'm in reverse there, but it says Motordrome. It was called Motordrome Speedway, but its nickname was 70 Speedway just because the interstate. It was right off the interstate. You could see it.
Okay.
And he raced all sorts of cars. So that's a picture of him there. And notice the
Nice.
striped shirt. All right, you gotta keep the
Oh,
striped
yeah.
shirt in mind. They were little mill workers. They didn't have a lot of money. They were very, very poor. Didn't so my papa never had his own car until later in his career. He was always racing other people's cars in whatever he could to get in. My nana never knew what car he was racing. So he always wore this red and white striped shirt so my nana could figure out what car he was in whenever she came in the stands in the track.
Oh my
But he was
gosh,
just
that's awesome.
just some old school stuff, man. He was an awesome guy. He died in 2020 from Alzheimer's, but
Oh dang.
I wish I would have been able to talk to him more about him whenever I actually started to care, but he was too far gone. But he was just an
Yeah.
awesome guy. Another old newspaper slip. He had a $25 bounty on him, which I don't know if you guys know how bounties work. For the people that don't know, bounties back then, whenever a driver was super, super dominant, the tracks would put a bounty on them. So it'd be $25 or $50 that if you could go and you could beat that driver, you would win the money. He
Yeah.
always had bounties on him. We have a whole bunch of newspapers and stuff with his old articles and stuff. But he was
That's
awesome. Then he carried that into my grandfather, who carried that into my dad, and we always grew up racing every Sunday and watched racing every Sunday.
Nice. That's a good way to get into the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, first person on here that we have you've had like
A racer in the family.
a racer in the family
Real-
and had like items ready to be like, check this out.
Well,
That's awesome.
Other than
I saw
John
the
with the tire.
podcast with
Oh, that's true.
I saw the podcast with Tyler and John. I knew that question would come up, how you got it, so I figured I had some stuff ready. It's cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff that my grandfather doesn't want to get rid of yet, but whenever he goes, I'll end up having it. He has a bunch of his old jackets and just all kinds of stuff from his career.
Oh, that's so cool.
Every time I end up going home, every Christmas and stuff, he'll give me something. I'm starting to build his pup-up is what we call it. So my little pup-up collection here at the house.
Heck yeah, man. Okay, so the next thing we got, what got you into NASCAR content creation?
This is a pretty deep question, right?
Mm-hmm.
All growing up, I was a really big dreamer. Like I never knew what I wanted, but I knew that I always wanted something that was bigger than myself.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up my high school days. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 25, just turned 25. So my whole high school days was like the prime YouTube vlogging days where
Mm-hmm.
like you had Logan Paul and the Paul brothers and Rice Gum and Tanner Brungart and Tanner Fox, the prime YouTubers. And I was like, I want to do that. I'm like, that's awesome. That's a cool life. You see LA and California and the cars and all the money. You're like, I'm going to do something like that. And I always thought that content creation and an influencer was in my cards, but I never knew how I wanted to do it. I was always just like, I never ended up doing it, but I always knew that I wanted to do something that was bigger than what I could imagine. So I finally, after watching racing, and I was like, there's a giant hole in NASCAR content creation. There's nobody from our generation
Yeah.
really in that space. And I was like, I think that's a good way to start. So I picked up the camera and I just started making those videos. And I was like, I have a knack for this. I think I can get into this. And I just ended up liking it and kind of finding a groove and kind of gaining that following pretty fast. And it was really motivating. I was working on just having a bunch of ideas on how to make it my own and not copy people in the space. And I ended up enjoying it.
Heck yeah.
And the reason I've obviously been on break for 2 months now. And it was just kind of because like NASCAR content creation, I don't know if that's exactly the route that I want to take to the big picture in my vision, but it also the playoffs. I don't like the playoffs. I have no motivation to talk about NASCAR during the playoffs because you saw what happened championship weekend. Something like that's going to happen, and it just made me upset. And I can't get up to talk about and make videos about the playoffs, and that's pretty much when I stopped making them.
Yeah, no, respect. That's
I definitely get that.
Yeah,
but
no,
I've been busy too. I have the baby on the way, and we just bought this house, and I've been working on her nursery, and I've been working on my room, trying to get this office together, and just been a busy couple months too. But it was also that, and just not caring to talk about racing because I just don't like September through November NASCAR. It makes me mad.
Yeah, no, that's completely valid. I mean, we'll ask some questions around the playoffs here later. So hold on to that thought.
Put it in the back pocket.
Yes. Okay, so the next question we have. I always ask this question.
So I get the second half.
You get the second half of the question. Who are your favorite drivers?
So I grew up, like, my grandpa was a big Dale Sr. fan, as everybody's grandpa was.
Yeah.
And then whenever Senior passed away, as everybody else, they kind of just moved over to Junior. So I grew up a Junior fan until I kind of gained my own sentience. Then I turned into a JGR fan. I love Kyle Busch. I love the M&M car, and I love Denny Hamlin. And I was just a big JGR fan. And now that's kind of stuck with me all throughout my fandom. I love JGR. I'm a big Christian. So like his movement in spreading the gospel, I've always enjoyed. And I love their drivers, but it was mainly Kyle Busch. I love Kyle Busch. I loved how much of a butthole he was his whole career.
Yeah.
And Denny Hamlin too. So I really have always been a JGR fan, but now just I'm more of a fan of the sport. Like who I want to win a race is purely situation based. Like if Buscher's leading the race and he hasn't won in a while, I'm going to be rooting for him. If like really anybody who's hasn't won and is having a good race, so I'll be happy to see them win a race. Like Chastain winning the Coke 600, like that was cool to see. I hate Chastain. He's like my least favorite driver, to be honest with you, but him winning that race was cool. So it really just ends up being purely situation based. But at the end of the day, I'm rooting for a JGR car.
Nice. Well, he sort of answered your question a little bit, but if you want to elaborate on the least favorite driver.
Yeah, so the next one was like least favorite drivers. So is there anyone else other than Chastain that you're like, you can't get behind them?
I don't like Kyle Larson.
Thank you.
Valid.
Thank
100% valid.
I like him. Like he's a cool dude.
Yeah.
But I don't like how people call him the greatest driver to ever get behind a racing wheel.
Yeah.
I more so don't like his fans than him, but I don't like because of his fans make me I hate him. I have to root against them because I hate the way the fans talk.
That's valid.
I don't like
100%.
Chastain. So this is really funny too, is I get called out on this a lot. I don't like Chastain because of what he was whenever he first started out. I thought he was talentless. He was wrecking everybody. And Carson Hocevar is one of my favorite drivers I've ever seen. And they are the same driver. And I have to I have to try and defend that point. Is everybody, my cousin especially, is like, you love Carson Hocevar, but you hate Chastain. What's the difference? I'm like, there isn't a difference. You're right. But I don't care. I make the rules. I don't like Chastain.
Yeah.
He doesn't have as good of a social media presence. There you go.
Yeah. My hate for Chastain was set in concrete and stone whenever he pulled that move in Martinsville. And the wall ride, I was like,
Yeah.
I hate you. And just he knocked Denny out. I was so livid. I sat and stared at my ceiling for 20 hours that night. I was so mad.
Straight up pulled an all-nighter because he was angry.
I was so angry.
All right. Blake, you want to hit the next one?
Yeah. Okay. So outside of racing, NASCAR, that kind of stuff, what other hobbies or interests do you have?
So right now, really, it's just learning about fatherhood and preparing for my daughter to come. She comes in like 6 weeks. It's really knocking on the door.
Wow.
I'm super excited for it.
Congrats, by the way.
I appreciate it. I'm super excited. But to go back to what I said earlier, talking about dreaming and not ever knowing what I wanted to do, I've always thought like a whole bunch of different things, but the one thing that's always stayed steady is I've always wanted to be a father. I had a whole bunch of different plans for my life, but fatherhood was always there. And now that it's finally here, it's really, really surreal. Like I'm not nervous at all or anything. It's just like, this is awesome. And to watch my wife grow into herself and into motherhood and hit all her milestones of pregnancy, like there's different measurements every week that you want to hit and calorie goals and all kinds of stuff, that weight goals and stuff. So to be able to watch her really hit all those and be excited about it is really cool to experience too. Other than that, I love to read. Like I'm a big reader. I know a lot of people wouldn't think of that of me. I love to read books. A lot of Arc Raiders is in my life right now. I can't get enough of Arc Raiders. Big gamer, but I don't really do too much, man. I'm a simple guy. That and just Jesus, man. Like I said, I'm a big Christian. I love learning about the gospel. I'm in the Word every day, and that's a big part of the direction that I want to take this to. Is the next step is kind of integrating some Christian content into my content as well as racing content. And I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Because other than like JGR themselves, I don't feel like anybody really, and NASCAR John being a pastor, I feel like those are that's like the depth of like Christianity and religion and everything like intertwining with NASCAR.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, definitely.
And it's also like the craziest crowd. Like everybody's like, they clash so much, so it'd be cool to just kind of integrate it in there. But at the end of the day, like that's what I want to do with my life, is be able to spread the gospel and be a leader for young men and fathers, and eventually just be a leader for men, kind of like Bryce Crawford is in a way, if you know who he is. But that's the end goal for what I want to do with my life, is spread the gospel.
Heck yeah.
A lot of respect for
and
that.
Then,
yeah.
But I'm super excited for it. That's kind of why I've been taking this break too, is to kind of find the next direction of how I want to do that and what I want to do. And I've been getting the room ready for it and everything. But I'm very excited to take that next step and also get back into the NASCAR content. As like I said, I've been taking a break just because I still haven't gotten over the Denny Hamlin loss, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, it's very understandable.
Yeah, no, that was tough to say the least. I mean,
we've to my stomach, man.
Yeah. I mean, we've talked about it over and over again, it feels like at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But alrighty. What as much of bad moments we've had in 2025, what was your favorite moment of 2025?
I'm going to say, besides this, because obviously that I sponsored a race car at Atlanta. That obviously takes the cake. That's way up here. So I'm going to come back down here and tell you some of my middle ones. My wife is a huge Ryan Blaney fan.
Heck yeah.
We went to 2 races together this year. We went to Darlington in the spring for the throwback race, and we went to Atlanta together. Ryan Blaney DNF'd as hard as anybody could DNF out of both of those races. Yeah. And to watch her, because she's only been a fan since he won the championship, and it's always been good things.
Yeah.
And she picked a great driver to root for. So anytime that she gets her heart sunk out of her is hilarious. So he was who I can't remember who he was fighting for at Darlington, but I think it was Tyler Reddick. It was like 5 or 10 to, no, it was Byron. It was 10 to go, and he was really hunting them down, and she was on the edge of her seat. I don't think he wrecked out of this race, but he made the pass off of turn 2, and Kyle Larson, who was 100 million laps down that race, he spun out in turn 2 and drew a caution, and he was like 400 yards back, and my wife was locked in on Blaney, and I saw Larson spin out, and I just hit one of these, and I look at her, and she's jumping up and down with excitement. She looks at me and she sees me. She's like, "What?" She didn't know the caution was out, and I was like, "It's over. It's over." And then Denny Hamlin goes and wins, and I get the excitement, and she's in shambles, and it was great.
That's funny.
But
oh my gosh.
another one at Atlanta, it was before the big pileup. He was just in an accident whenever Christopher Bell kind of got loose in turn 3 or turn 4 coming on. It was early in the race, and he got loose, and Larson they both kind of saved it, but tagged each other and everybody behind them. And he cleared it, and my wife thought that he was clear. And I forget who came down the track. Someone came and just hit him right in the quarter, and he shot up, and it was perfect. Like it couldn't have been as straight on as it was at me and my wife, and he just nailed the wall. And I swear they made eye contact, and she just sat down the rest of the race. She was so mad. It was hilarious, man.
Atlanta this past year for us Blaney fans was not fun.
I had a good time.
Yeah, I know you did, Mr.
I know you had it. You were actually one of the first person I thought about. That was the first time I met you, and you were decked out in your Chase Elliott gear, and I was like, I bet he is elated. And I didn't know you were that close to there either. I didn't know where you were sitting. I saw your video.
You posted it. Ugly crying and throwing beer on me, and
Oops.
Yeah, I was behind the camera for that one.
Like, I'm not the biggest Hendrick fan at the end of the day, but I'm not a Chase Elliott fan per se. But that was another situation-based win where I was happy to see Chase win a race. Atlanta hometown. Like, you can't ask for cooler moments like that in the sport. I know that moments like that really help the sport, so I can put my fandom aside for stuff like that.
Yeah,
be able to hear that crowd pop and watch him. I would have rather seen Brad Keselowski win that race, but Chase was a cool second too. I never got to see an American flag burn out in person, and I wanted to see Brad K win one. But
I've seen
Chase was cool too.
I think I've seen Brad win once or twice at Atlanta before the repave. I can't remember. I know it was at least once, but that's the only American flag burnout I've ever got to see from him.
Actually, I have his Kansas 2019 Kansas win diecast. Yeah. I have the flag in it.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah.
Back whenever they were cool, they used to do the tires would ever burn out.
Yeah.
Before they went cheap on us.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So I think you'll find this funny because your wife being a Blaney fan. So my wife is a Cindric fan. You would think
those exist?
Yeah, yes. I know they do. So she likes Cindric. I also like Cindric. We hate Joey Logano, but we're not like diehard Penske because I can't stand him. But the one race that I went to this year that she didn't go to, was Talladega, and Cindric won. And she was watching it. She was over at her parents' house, and she was watching it with her dad, and she's like, she's texting me. She's like, there's no way that the one race I don't go to this year, Cindric wins, and you're there. And that's what happened. And it was hilarious because Blaney wrecked out super early in that race. Chase was not a factor all day long. And me and Blake are both there with Blaney stuff on. He has literally the same exact thing he had on in Atlanta.
I was trying to repeat.
Yeah. And
the good luck charm.
Wrong track to pick for that pre-Pete because that was beforehand.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I wore all that in hopes of
a miracle.
He's won at Talladega
yeah, I
in the
know.
next gen.
I'm making a joke.
I know. I'm messing with you.
But when that happened, we were just like on our feet, like jumping up and down and all this stuff. And these people around us probably they would have thought that we would have like bet our whole entire mortgage on him winning this race because we were so excited. And it's like, why are these guys in Blaney and Chase stuff so excited for this?
We were more excited than the Cindric fan behind us.
There was a Cindric fan. I think
so, because I swear at least in that line there were a couple Penske stuff.
I must have
shirts.
missed that one. I just know that that's also the only place we've ever encountered an Eric Jones fan. Like, a diehard Eric Jones fan. Like, it was really bizarre.
Derek, where do you even get to buy Eric Jones merch? I don't even think they have a hauler.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Got special order that stuff.
Yeah. You gotta Etsy shop it or whatever.
Somebody has it on the TikTok shop.
Yeah.
Their mom probably made it for him or something.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, where are we? Okay, so this will be your favorite. Go ahead, Blake.
Okay, I'm trying to remember So, if somebody came to you and just turned over big decisions for a minute for NASCAR, what would you change about the next gen car, the playoff format, and then, obviously you've already touched on you don't like the current playoff format, so that one we can kind of round in there too, but mainly what do you want to see the championship format go to, and what are your big gripes with the next gen car you'd change?
Starting with the next gen car, what I would do to the next gen car is I would get rid of the next gen car and I would go back to I loved the Gen 6 car. I think that was some phenomenal racing.
Yeah.
Like even the late Gen 6 car, like 2018, 19, 2020, 2021. I love that era of racing with that car. I love that car to death. But if I can't do that, I think the only thing I would do with the next gen car is just give it more horsepower like people want. I think that's the easiest solution. Just kind of put that car in the driver's hands a little bit more. You had to drive the Gen 6 car and the 4 car. You had to be a wheelman to drive them things, especially off bad tires, whatever. But they would go where you wanted them to go. And this Gen 6 car, it's an obvious thing that is known, doesn't pass well, dirty air, messes everything up. It's a boring car to watch. And it doesn't sound good either. It doesn't scream. I would make them sound like the Gen 4 car and make them look like the Gen 6 car is what I would do. But the current format, it's a joke every single year. NASCAR, I'm happy for Corey Heim and that he got to win the race because he deserved it. If Corey Heim wouldn't have won this year and what happened to Zilich and what happened to Denny Hamlin all happened, it would have been great. But I'm happy for Corey Heim that he won. He deserved it, especially after how he ended up having to win that race. Yeah. I'm gutted for Connor Zilich. I'm gutted for Zilich. He should have obviously been the champion too. Happy for Jesse Love. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It's another big thing I believe. Jesse Love drove that race and did what he had to do at the moment where it mattered to win that race, and he was a champion. And same with Kyle Larson, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But I think what I would do, because I don't think that a 36 race format, I would love to see that. But at the end of the day, I don't think we're ever going to get that again. I think the 10 race chase would be better. The winning you're in thing, I'm off and on about. If you could set your fandom off and take the blinders off, the format that you have right now, it does create some sort of excitement. There does have moments where it's where a late race scenario in a contention race, this guy's out now and this guy's in, blah, blah, blah. And it does make it fun and it makes your heart rate go up a little bit every single weekend. But you have the results that you've had year after year now, where some Mickey Mouse stuff happens at the end of it and it completely ruins the entire season. Denny Hamlin should be this year's champion. And I think the way that the whole community kind of reacted this year really solidifies that a change needs to happen. Because even people that hate Denny, he's one of the most controversial drivers ever in history. So many people hate him, and even all those haters are like, wow, this kind of sucks. I feel empty. Kyle Larson fans were like, cool, but it doesn't seem right,
Yeah.
And I also think that it takes away from the last Phoenix race too, because you have 36 other drivers in the field that are just there to make sure that they don't mess up the other 4 drivers who are actually racing for their championship just kind of doing laps, staying out of the way. They'll move up and get out of the way. It takes away from that race. It takes away from Blaney's win in that race, and it just kind of makes it meaningless.
Yeah.
I think like I'm back and forth on the winning you're in because it does kind of get exciting whenever you give a lesser driver a chance to go compete for a championship, but you can have the argument that it makes it not real. You know, like you have Bubba Wallace isn't a good example this year. I'm a big Bubba fan, but if he won, did he win 1 race or 2? He only won Indianapolis, right?
Yeah. Just a brickyard.
Like he had a really good season, but in history, he's not like the best driver. So you put him in and give him a chance, you know, if he would have gone on and won, it would have been just as big of a problem as Denny not winning, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
back and forth on that. If you're going to keep the format, I think you have to keep it to like, what do they want to do? A 4-4-3?
Yeah. I think that,
Yeah.
I think that would be the best solution to kind of please everybody. And I would be for that if they would change it to 4-4-3, but you have to get rid of the one race. The one race has killed this sport. It's not a stick and ball sport. It's like, it doesn't work. How many real champions can you say have won? I think 2021 Larson, 2020 Chase Elliott, and
I will say that one I feel a little questionable on looking back, just because the dominance of like Harvick that year.
It's very true. You know, there's arguments for every single one. I think 2021 Larson was a good one, but I think he would have won he would have won in any format that year. But like, there's just every year you just have this conversation over and over and over again. It's just being a dead horse over and over and over again about this format and how it sucks. You would think that they would change it, but hopefully whatever happens with this court case that I don't know, don't ask me anything about the court case. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah,
we don't either.
Don't worry, I haven't had time to read anything. I just saw that Denny Hamlin makes a crap load of money at JGR, but that's it. So
yeah, I'm sure like if there wasn't something wrong there wouldn't be a court case in the first place. So I think that Denny and Michael Jordan are coming from some place that makes sense. I'm sure that there's obviously something wrong. I'm not a drama person, man. I stay out of it. At the end of the day, I like to go watch cars do circles on a racetrack. You know, that's what I like to watch. I don't like I think some NASCAR fans are just so awful. And it's just, they're so hard to listen to. Never be happy with anything.
Yeah.
Go watch cars go fast and turn right, you know, or turn left. That's all you gotta do at the end of the day. At the end of the day, racing is what we love, and don't take it for granted because it could all change in an instant.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
But I think the 4-4-3 format would be the 4-4-3 format, and if you wanted to keep the winning you're in, you could, but if not, take it out. I think how many drivers did in 16? Yeah. If you got rid of the win, okay, here's the perfect format. This is Wade's format. I had to think about it. You take away the winning you're in, the top 16 make it into a 4-4-3 format, and that would be ideal for everybody. I think that would please 90% of the fan base.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even everybody that I've talked to and listened to about not liking the playoffs, the biggest one is just the one race at the end.
Yeah.
You could kind of talk me into somewhat liking it if we got away from one at the end and did the 3. That would be fine. I would prefer the 10 race chase, but anything is better than one race and Seabell or the brakes blow up on Seabell's car. Yeah. He doesn't have a shot. You have tires go bad. Like, just the smallest little things that typically, they're bad, but they're not going to ruin your whole season. Like, everything is so magnified in one race.
Yeah, you see it in Zilich. Like, I feel like Zilich was the most egregious. He locked the championship up back in July, and he still has to go through all that, and then he just loses. He just didn't have a good race, but that's not how the record season should be defined. Is at Phoenix in the final 5 laps off a restart.
Yeah, because I definitely think that's going to overshadow to an extent how historic his season was, because you'll get 5-10 years down the road, and everybody will look at who won championships and not really think about, oh, let's dive into it. Like, whoever won the championship was the best. Okay, cool, next.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great. That's a great point. 100%.
Cool. So, the next one. This one, give us something that is off track, and I feel like I know what the answer would be. Once I ask the question, you'll understand what I'm saying. And then something on track. What are you looking forward to most next season with NASCAR?
So off track, I cannot wait to take this little baby to a race for the first time.
I knew that's where this was going.
We are culturing. Her name's Bella.
Yeah.
Her name's Bella Louise. So Bella, we are culturing her fast. Actually, there's this girl. Her name's Bailey on TikTok, but she might follow you guys. She's just in the space, but she actually makes bows. So she sent us a bunch of these like pink checkered bows and like a black and white checkered bow.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
stuff like that. And for baby showers, we got like some cool racing onesies and checkered flag and like my first racing Sunday and stuff like that. So she has a bunch of racing gear. So that's exciting. I can't wait to take her to her first race. And also she's gonna be born. Her due date is January 25th. So
hey,
I'll
good
be
month.
on,
Good month to have a kid.
I'll be
January
on maternity
14th.
leave. I'll be on paternal leave with Rachel during speed weeks in Daytona, so I get to sit on the couch with
Heck
the newborn, sit there and get to soak that whole weekend up. It's been a while since I've been able to sit down, watch every ounce of racing that they have to offer on that week because there's so much going on, obviously. So I'm excited for that. On track, I'm going to be sponsoring a car again.
Awesome.
Haven't decided what track I want to do it yet. I actually might do 2 next year. Haven't decided which track I want to do it yet, but I'm gonna try and do that every single year. But I'm gonna be doing SS Greenland. I'm gonna be doing a bigger part of the car this time. Maybe a hood or something like that. But I'm super excited to do that. Just hopefully I can get that hood off that car whenever it's done racing, so it can go right there. And that'd be awesome. I actually, whenever we were at Atlanta, he wrecked on the last lap. And the very last lap on turn 4, they got into each other and destroyed that car. And that whole car, like the entire thing, all the sheet metal off that car is waiting for me at SS Greenlight's shop. I just haven't gone down there and got it yet. But I have the perfect place for that front splitter right above this TV, where it's going to go.
Heck yeah.
I haven't made the trip down there to get it yet because I'm too lazy and that's a lot of work. But
I feel that.
Yeah.
It's too far.
That's awesome, though. Okay, let's see.
We skipped one.
We did?
The one right above this.
Oh, yeah, we did skip that. My bad. Sorry. You want to ask it since you noticed?
Yeah, so what is your all-time favorite memory when it comes to NASCAR racing? Whether it be something that was you were in person to witness or just something that you always like kind of find yourself remembering and like it, it brings you joy.
My all-time favorite memory, there's a lot that come up from my childhood because like I feel like racing, not only racing, but just like sports as a whole. Like I'm from Pittsburgh, so I grew up with some of the all-time great teams that Pittsburgh had to offer. Yeah. And as a young man, some of your favorite memories are sports with the other men in your life. So your dad, your grandfather, your uncles, like getting around, watching those games and watching races. So a lot of that comes up with just being able to spending time with my family as a whole, especially my grandfather, taking whenever you get older, like I'm getting older in my life, that means your grandfather's running out of time. So looking back on all those memories with my grandpa watching races and him telling stories about his dad watching races is a lot of fun. Dig deep in your duffel for this, okay? Me and my dad were watching qualifying. I don't remember the race it was, but it was Michael McDowell in the 0-0 car.
The Texas wreck?
Yeah, Texas wreck. I watched that live with my dad.
Yeah.
And it was, what year was that? 2008? 2007 maybe?
Yeah, it was right around there because I think that was like Wing Car Tomorrow era.
Yeah, it was a cop car, but I was 7 or 8 years old. And I remember watching that live and I was just like, oh my goodness. Another one's 2014. I can bring up a bunch of examples. 2014 Daytona, watching Junior win that race. My grandfather and my whole family was big Junior fans. I don't remember what race this was either, but Junior was leading off a restart, and my whole family was around, and he ran out of gas coming to the checkered flag off turn 4. He ran out of gas. This is, I don't remember. I'll look it up and let you guys know unless you guys think of it. But I cannot think of what race it was. It was
Trying to think of
2013.
trying
It
to
might
think
have
of the
been.
most memorable.
It might have been
I remember a
2014.
Coke 2014. I remember a Coke 600 where Junior ran out of gas and Harvick won, but I think that was earlier. He
I
ran
don't
out at
remember.
Vegas, I know, once.
I do. I just
And
don't.
then
I can look. I'll look it up.
okay.
I
I
have no
remember.
idea.
I remember it happening. I remember because he went off the restart. My whole family. I remember my mama's super high pitched like screaming voice. She's up and down, so excited, so excited. Everybody's screaming at TV. Just Junior's about to win. He runs out of gas, and I remember the life getting sucked out of the room because I wasn't watching. I was playing. I have a bunch of younger cousins, and I was out there playing with them. But I just remember hearing my grandma just like, "Oh," and everybody's just so mad. And then I think my all-time favorite one though is my wife's first race. It was Richmond 2023, where we got to watch Austin Dillon send Logano into the wall off the restart. But just that whole weekend, just it was her very first NASCAR race or like any sort of racing at all. She's never been around any of it, so it was her first time. We went to the truck race and the cup race. There was no Xfinity race, but we went to both those races, and just having that weekend with her was a lot of fun. And she had a awesome race. It was the first race with those soft tires where Goodyear was practicing with the red tires.
Oh yeah.
So it was just a really cool race for her to experience for her first time. Just that weekend as a whole was a lot of fun as a NASCAR memory that I always have.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah.
Which I think you know from listening to the first couple episodes, but I think it's hard to beat Justin's first ever in-person race.
3 wide Atlanta.
That is something, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, I went in, like, I watched racing growing up, like, with my dad, like, just not really paying a ton of attention and stuff. I was like, I like Jeff Gordon. He's cool. That's also your favorite driver, too. That's why I like him. And then, like, we just on a whim went to a race with some friends, and it was that one, and I was like, I am jumping in head first. I'm in. Yeah.
My whole family went to Charlotte. We had a big RV growing up.
Mm.
Like my dad's really young. I'm 25. My dad's only 41, 42, and my mom's also that age. I had a super young family. So whenever I was like 12, 13, 14, or a little under that, all my aunts and like my extended family was all in their young 20s, like our age. So they all hit an RV to go party at Charlotte in the Coke 600 for a weekend and left me behind every time. So every year I just could not get to Charlotte because they would go and just drink and have a good time. And I was always so mad about it. I actually didn't get to go to my first race until I was 19. That was my first NASCAR race in person.
Wow.
It was Bristol. It was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
Bristol's
but since then, I go do a ton. Now that I have adult money and do what I want.
Yeah. Yep.
Now that there's a kid on the way, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Free kid, door income, no kids. Hey, let's go to a race this weekend and just hit somewhere. Yeah. That's what we'd always do.
So this actually ties in perfect to the next one. You can ballpark this, but how many in-person races have you attended?
I can count on both hands.
Okay.
It's less than 10. But I've been to Bristol 2 or 3 times. I've been to Bristol 3 times. Atlanta, obviously, for the first time. Dover, Arlington, and Richmond.
Okay.
8 races in total.
Nice.
Okay, yeah.
Too little. Not enough. I want to get all of them.
No, I feel the same way. Yeah, no, it's like, I mean, I didn't start going to races till I was 2 years ago. I was 24. Yeah, I'm old. I'm unk, apparently, as Blake says. But yeah, so I mean, and I've only been to Atlanta and Talladega.
Yeah.
So
we were going to go to Talladega this spring. It was planned, like we planned it before we knew we were pregnant, or before we even got pregnant. But we're not going to do it now. It's just going to be too early in Bella's life.
No,
but
definitely.
We want to get to the spring race at Talladega eventually. So I'd little bit rowdy. I wish I would have gone whenever I was in my prime and not also on, so I
Yeah,
could party in the infield and
valid.
not feel bad about it the next day.
Yeah.
It was,
So the spring one typically falls on my birthday weekend or the week after. Well, I
It was
don't.
the week after this year, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've missed a spring Talladega since like 2019 or 2020 or so. Or no, 2020 probably would have been the last one I missed with COVID. So
We also live close enough to drive to there.
yeah, we're
And,
like
we can make it a day thing.
I think we're
so-
like an
I could
hour
drive.
and
It's only
50.
how much?
I think we're like an hour and 50 minutes or like 2 hours tops.
I'm actually like 6 hours, and that to me, I drive that a day all the time. That's how long it is to go back to my parents' house in Pittsburgh, and I day trip
Okay.
back all the time. So I love to drive. I travel all the time, so anything within like 8 to 10 hours is a reasonable drive to me, which is ridiculous to say. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's only I always thought it was way farther than that, but we looked it up last year because we were planning it. It was only like 5.5 hours. I was like, we could do that.
You're a better man when it comes to long distance driving. If
Yeah.
it's above like 4 hours, I'm flying.
I've
That's
actually never
that's
flown
just
ever.
me.
I've never been on a
Really?
plane.
Dang.
No, I've
Okay.
driven.
Same.
I've driven to Seattle. I've driven to Los Angeles.
Good lord.
Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Wow.
I drive. I will drive. I like
Yeah.
seeing the country, man.
Yeah.
See, I will
I'm a
say
big driver.
So I've done it. I haven't always been this way. I work for an airline, so that may just kind of give it away on why I'm like, I'll just fly. I used to live in Phoenix, so I've done the whole cross country drive thing, and like I'll do it, but I don't enjoy driving for that long. That's
I
the
love
only
being in the
thing.
car, I really do. Whenever I was 18, I took a 4 or 5 week road trip, and I went to everywhere you could. If you name a city, I was there, and it
Heck
was just
yeah.
a lot of fun. But I also like during drives, like anytime we go on vacation, my wife and I, we just like to stop places. You know, if there's a
Yeah.
cool antique store that we see that's off a random exit, we're stopping. Or like a
Yeah.
cool restaurant for lunch, if there's something unique that's like a one-off diner, or it's just you get experience that way.
Yeah.
I love talking to people and just seeing different cultures and parts of the country like that. And I think the best way to do that is get in a car with no plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, so this will probably be easier for you to answer because you have fewer tracks that you've been to than the past people we've interviewed. What is your favorite and least favorite track that you have been to?
My favorite track that I have been to, I think I would have to say Atlanta. Like I loved Atlanta. We were spoiled with an incredible race. One of the best next gen
Yeah.
races that we've had, probably
Yeah.
if not the best one. But I love the racing at Atlanta. I love the culture at Darlington. Darlington was a lot of fun. I don't know if you've ever been to Darlington.
I have.
Darlington,
You have,
it is
I know.
it is in the middle of nowhere.
Absolute nowhere.
Like there is nothing around. The nearest hotel was like an hour.
I think we stayed in like Columbia when we went.
Yeah, like you get off an exit and you turn left or right depending on which way you go. But you get off an exit, you turn left, and you go 20 minutes out into the countryside of South Carolina, and it's just a cool track. You know, it's obviously a super historical track. Got the museum, but it's just throwback weekend had some really cool vibes to it, and that was probably my favorite track that I've been to in terms of that. Racing was Atlanta, vibes was Darlington for sure, and my least favorite track that I've been to, I don't think I have one, man. I think every track that I've been to has been a lot of fun. I avoid, like, you'll never catch me going to Phoenix. I don't like Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like you'll never catch me going to probably New Hampshire. Like I'm not a New Hampshire fan either. Stuff like that. So I probably just won't go to the tracks that I don't like. But I don't think
Yeah.
that there's been a least favorite track that I've been to. I've been to Bristol, Richmond, Darlington, and Atlanta. Those
Yeah.
are super awesome tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Maybe we should just ask that question, the least favorite track,
Yeah.
I think, because that's kind of been the general consensus.
Yeah.
But
You should
sidebar,
change it to like
sorry.
what's your least favorite race. Favorite race and because that'll help
Okay.
answer. Like what?
Okay.
Whenever you see a race coming up on a schedule, what's the one that like you just don't care to see the most?
There you go.
Yeah.
It's
Hey.
probably the one that you should ask. Right?
And whoever's on next week will have you to blame for that question.
I'm gonna try my best to get to Chicagoland next year. I think if you, I'm excited for that one. It's 4th of July weekend, I'm pretty sure too. So I'm gonna try and get to that one. I obviously missed the chance to go to it. Now if they're bringing it back, I don't think that if you want to get to that race, get to it and buy your tickets fast. So I'm thinking that race is gonna sell out quick.
No, I agree on that.
What's another one coming back next year? I want to go to Rockingham for the Xfinity race. There's a lot of tracks next year that I want to go to. I'm just not going to do it. So I picked the bad year to have a baby.
Yeah, literally. Okay, so what are the next tracks that you want to visit, like top tier on your list?
Besides Chicagoland.
Yeah.
The next track, I want to go to Martinsville really bad. I want to go, if this format for some reason stays, I love the Martinsville race because the Martinsville race is so much fun because you are locking 4 drivers in for it's everything you hate. That race is fun for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's so drama filled, and there's actually you have 8 drivers who are really, really racing that race. I want to go to Martinsville in the fall. I want to go to Michigan. That's a track on my list I really want to try and get to one day. Vegas, I'd like to go to Vegas. I'd like to go to Texas too. Texas is another track I really like to get to. And then Miami. I think those would be the main ones that I'd like to get to. I've also never been to Daytona or Talladega, but I think those two are kind of a given for anybody.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's also just like not that exciting in this car anyways. You know, you're going there just to see wrecks really and just see it.
Realistically,
Super Speedway racing is what it is. You know, everybody's a fan of Super Speedway racing, but you have to really be a fan to appreciate intermediates, you know?
Yeah. Talladega, you just don't realize the size of that place. Like on TV, it just does not do it justice. It's
big time.
That was like my biggest thing pulling up. I was like, this place is freaking huge. I mean,
I can only imagine. Like I said that about Atlanta, you know?
Yeah.
I know how much bigger those two are than Atlanta.
Yeah, it's just funny hearing people who go to Atlanta for the first time because I grew up 20 minutes down the road. Like I saw that track all the time. I mean, yeah. So I'm like, oh yeah, Atlanta. I'm like, it's there. That's that. You know, I love Atlanta. Don't get me wrong. Like I love going to races there. It's always a good time. Everybody there is really cool. Typically,
it's a good atmosphere.
It was a very fun atmosphere, especially like that was my first time having any sort of, I don't even want to call it significance because like I have 5,000 followers, but that was my first time. Like so many people was like, are you Wade? I was like, how do you even know me? Like that's so like, there's no way this many people know me. And doing the meet and greet and doing the sponsor with SS Greenlight, it was just a really awesome weekend for the books. But funny story about my wife talking about big tracks. My wife in order has been to Richmond, which is a half mile. And then she went to Darlington, which is a mile. And then she went to Atlanta. So she's been to 3 tracks in order of size. So every time she goes there, she's like, she went to Richmond. She was like, this is massive. And I looked at her. I was like, okay. And then she went to Darlington and I was like, this is a lot bigger than Richmond, ain't it? Wait until you see how much, because they go 30 miles per hour faster at Darlington than they do at Richmond. I was like, wait until you see how fast these cars go. And then we went to Atlanta. And I was like, she saw that for the first time. She was like, holy crap. And I was like, wait until you see how much faster these cars go than Darlington.
Yeah.
And now likely the next track that she's going to go to is Talladega in the fall next year. I think that we're going with my family.
Heck yeah.
She's going to see that track. And I'm like, wait until you see how much faster these cars go.
Yeah.
So she's been chronologically in size and speed on all of her tracks. And it's kind of been funny. It's just kind of worked out that way.
Yeah. No, I mean, just get ready because Talladega it's a hike. Like no matter where you sit, it's a hike.
No matter where you park or where you sit, it's a hike.
Do you like sitting up high or do you like sitting lower?
I sit as high as humanly possible at Talladega.
Yeah.
I like sitting high everywhere I go. I would go as high up as possible.
See,
I don't, dude.
Every Atlanta race, Blake's like, we're getting front row, and I'm
You
like,
can see 85% of everything on the front row at Atlanta, and you get the sense of speed. But everywhere else I go, I don't want to sit front row.
I think that for the fall Atlanta,
Fight Lily on that.
I will.
I'm fine with going up for one. So
I say we do one down and one up.
I'm fine with that
because it's 2 races a year.
Yeah.
It also would make Mal happy because. What's up? Sorry, we were having our own.
No, you're good, man. Where Tyler and I sat, I will never sit anywhere else at that track. You know, like that seat was awesome. It was right, like you saw. It was right kind of where the pit road entrance is, but a little bit over towards the turn.
Yeah,
it was just such a cool. Like you saw them throw full speed into that turn every time. It was such a unique point of view. Like, I don't know how to explain it appropriately, but it was.
Do you remember what grandstand it was? Was it Earnhardt?
It was below the apartments.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
The apartments that Joey Logano lived in. It's like every other word from the announcers there.
He's a clown, but I love those seats. It was such a cool seat. You saw how it really helped you see how fast they were on the turns at the track, just not letting off. But I love that seat. I don't think I'll ever try and get another section at that track again. Yeah. But everywhere I love sitting. I'll sit top row everywhere I go. I don't care what track it is.
So I'm trying to think. High. So the first year that me and Lily, well, the first full year that we were together, and I got her into NASCAR. I'll never live this down. I went to the Daytona 500 without her because she was on a bachelorette trip, and I decided last second, like the week before, I was like, well, she's out of town. I'm going to the Daytona 500. So I did that without her. But then after that, we did Atlanta. We did, what all did we do that year? Atlanta, Nashville, Darlington, Talladega, and then since we've done Charlotte, North Wilkesboro. I don't think we went to Bristol for the Braves game. We haven't been to a race together there yet.
Oh, it rained that whole time. I wish I would have.
You mean Firefest at Bristol?
That was I won't get into that rabbit hole, but that was the absolute most miserable experience I've ever had at any sporting event.
I love the idea. I hope they don't shoot it in the head because of that. But I hope they do that every year. But man, that did suck.
The on-field, the whole atmosphere of that was amazing. It was literally just rain and a little bit of unpreparedness because of the rain, and that was the only issues with it.
100%.
You want to hit them with the next one?
Oh, yeah. And they recently I forgot what college it was, but they donated the whole, like all the turf and everything that they had like special made for that to a college so they could get a new baseball field.
Oh, heck yeah, that's awesome. You want to hit the next one?
Yeah. So what were your favorite and your least favorite paint schemes from 2025?
My favorite paint scheme, it's an absolute no-brainer. It's the Cinnamon Toast Crunch car. I saw it up close and personal too, but I think that's everybody's favorite answer. I'm not going to use it because it's so obvious.
Yeah.
I loved Byron's like Daytona 500 scheme that he won in the old school. It looked a lot like the 24 car, how it's supposed to be. I love that car. I also loved to throw to Xfinity, Leland Honeyman Jr.'s Nesquik throwback scheme was incredible. I love that car. My least favorite schemes, besides like the primaries, I'm trying to think. There was a Jordan scheme I really didn't like of Reddick's. I can't think of what it is. I don't know if I could tell you an answer to this question without looking some up.
I'm trying to think in my head. I know Clash they did, Unbannable, they did Shattered Backboard in Chicago. There was that one that was like diamond looking.
I loved the diamond one. I think it was like the orange and purple one that I didn't really like that much. It was like almost like a sunset looking one. I didn't really like that one too much. I think that they're like Jordan schemes have to be they're so good. The ceiling is way up here, and if it's anything that isn't a 10, I don't like them that much. Like you can get so good with them, and then if you don't do good, it's just not good. The Chumba Casino schemes, hated them.
Yes,
terrible.
2311 either like cranks out heaters or are just awful.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I didn't like the Logitech scheme. I don't know. I can't remember if it was Reddick
Yeah.
or if it was Bubba who ran that scheme. I think it was Bubba who ran the Logitech scheme. Didn't like that one that much.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Any car that Eric Jones drove, terrible. Any car that Justin Haley drove was terrible.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the absolute smallest minority of I really like the Dollar Tree car that Eric Jones runs.
I liked the gold and like green one that they ran.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the primary or not. I don't think they ran that one every time, but or if they changed it mid-season and it was that for a while. But it's like it's white and green and has the gold on it. I didn't mind that one that much.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
one
that was the one that I liked. I think when they changed it, like you were saying, probably halfway ish of the season, that's when I started understanding the dislike for it.
it's not
Yeah.
terrible.
No.
Mr. Tyler Pennell himself gives a little bit too much hate for that car. He does. He'll go on there and just say zero every time. Like, calm down.
Yeah, the one of his most hated schemes that I think we both really agree with is the ream scheme normally, just because how bare the back of the car is.
Yeah, that one's never good. Another one that I hated was the flannel Jack Links car.
Oh, I loved that car.
I hated it.
I didn't like the Jack Link's car that looked like raw meat.
That one was just
that
funny.
it looked gross to me. Yeah.
I might buy that diecast. I hated it too, but I might buy that diecast. They have it in a color chrome, and I think I might get it. That car's going to be low production and worth some money.
Yeah,
there was
true.
I don't think there was a Jack Link's car that I enjoyed. I think there was one that I was like, this is a 10, but there was a few that I really crapped on. Jack Link's actually, whenever I first started, I was like 3 weeks into TikToks, and I was coming up slowly, and I was calling out Jack Link's on, I think it was like a Cindric car early in the season. And I was like, this car sucks. And Jack Link's commented, they were like, don't let Sasquatch see this. And it was like my first time like a big account, like the first like milestone that people hit. And I was like, I came back at him. I was like, didn't know your mom was on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
We went back and forth on Twitter for a couple times after that too. It was all fun and games. But it was funny.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, so in the same vein with paint schemes, what's your if someone were to ask you a Mount Rushmore of paint schemes that are your favorites?
Mount Rushmore of my paint schemes. So I love the silver bullet car, the Sterling Martin. This is in no order, but I think the Sterling Martin car's up there. This is a hot take that I have. Because people like, I've gone back and forth with my cousins on this a bunch of times. Dale Sr.'s Black 3 car, it's just a black car with a white number. People are like, dude, that's the best scheme of all time. I'm like, no, it's not even like top 500 schemes of all time. It's just a black car. It's obviously, in terms of iconic, it's number one.
Yeah.
In terms of best schemes ever, get out of here. I have this list on my phone. I'm drawing a blank now that you asked me. A sleeper pick that I have on my list has always been Ryan Blaney's PPG Paints car. It was the Gen 6 car that was white. It had the colors that went all the way down. I love that car to death.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I could go look at my TikTok because I did this list. I cannot think of some of these cars I had on this list. I'm literally gonna look it up real quick. But
yeah, no, you're good.
I'm interested to hear yours.
Oh, okay. Blake, you go first.
Okay, so I'm trying to think because I think we've talked about it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm scared that I've said it before and I'm gonna say something different, but either way,
I will say the Flame Jeff Gordon scheme because I was a little too young for the rainbow. I very vividly remember the Flames. Tony Stewart's orange number 20 Home Depot car. That one was just iconic for me growing up. I was a big Tony fan. I'm going to say it after your hot take, but I would put the 3 on there just for how much of that car was all over everything growing up because my dad was a huge Dale Sr. fan.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if I wanted to pick my favorite, well, I'll take the black 3 off. I'll say the Wrangler car was probably my favorite of seniors going back and looking. And then for the fourth one, I'll say give me the Tony the Tiger Kellogg's car.
Okay. Those are good.
Yeah.
That's
I feel like I'm
not a
missing
bad list at all.
something, but
So for me, I would go Jeff Gordon Flames for sure. I'm in the same boat that Blake is, because I could have swore that I've seen races like on TV with the rainbow, but apparently I haven't, because he stopped running it in, I can't remember what year it was. I looked this up at one point.
It was late 90s, early 2000s
yeah.
in that era, I remember.
Tony Stewart, Home Depot, for sure, is on there. And I think that's the last two that I have that are the same on yours.
So you're doing Mount Rushmores of the most iconic cars. That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
It sounds like you're making the Mount Rushmore of the most iconic, recognizable schemes.
So Flames, 100%, like my all-time favorite. Jeff Gordon Flames. Tony Stewart, I love that bright orange. Also, for some reason, I've always liked the Home Depot logo. Like, I literally have a mini Home Depot bucket on my desk. And yeah, like I do those are iconic, but I also genuinely do like them.
Just love them.
Yes. Then I will go with number 3, probably, well, this isn't in order, but the third one. Kyle Busch, M&M's, yellow, classic, that one. Another recognizable one, but I also like it. And then my fourth one, this is my favorite one to say, because a lot of people don't ever remember this car. Dale Earnhardt, Peter Max car. So it's like tie-dye.
Dale Earnhardt. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one I feel like a lot of people forget about. I swear, if you pull out the 1-24 of that, yep, of course you did. I have the 1-64 of it, but yes, that's like...
That's an awesome car.
Yeah, that's like seriously one of my... I mean, it's probably Flames and then that. Those are, if I ordered it, it would be that.
I think now that I've taken like 5 seconds to think about it, I would take the Tony the Tiger car off and do the Dale Jr. National Guard, the one he won the 500 in, the later half of his career, that one. I think I'd put that in the top 4. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
That's a beautiful car.
That's a good one, yeah.
Whenever I think of Dale Jr., I think of his 88 amp car, the car, I think of the car tomorrow. But I think, like, if I was to do the Mount Rushmore of the most iconic schemes like that, but it's your favorite, I think you're saying, because I think Dale Sr. is obviously Black 3. Tony Stewart, I think, is the most one of the recognizable in the 20 bright orange at Home Depot.
Yeah.
I think Dale Jr.'s Bud 8 is the most iconic. People were going to say that's Dale Jr. in the 8 car before they say the 88, I think.
Yeah.
And the Tony Stewart Flames would be the top 4, like most, or not Tony Stewart, the Jeff Gordon Flames would be the most iconic. Like everybody, even non-NASCAR fans would say that. My top 10 list, though, is awesome. For my favorite schemes ever, it's on my, I can't pull it up on here. It won't let me scroll. It was like one of those videos on TikTok where you can swipe like the photos, and it won't let me.
Yeah.
It won't let me do it on here for some reason.
I will go when this is over and repost that onto our, like, do the little repost on TikTok.
Yeah.
So whoever follows us can see that.
I'm about to just go jack Rachel Stone real quick, so we can talk about it.
We can edit stuff, so if you want to run and grab that, that's totally fine.
I'm gonna grab it. Stay right here.
Sweet.
So we're gonna discuss. This is in no order. I do have Dale Senior's on there. His '88 Daytona car. I wish this wasn't backwards. Okay.
Okay.
This is like my favorite cars too. This is back then Bobby Allison, '69 fastback.
Yeah.
It's not really a good paint scheme, but it's there. This born on date. Dale Jr. car.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Davey Allison, Thunderbird with the chrome wheels. Kyle Busch's Atlanta Snicker car, one of my favorite cars of all time.
That was actually
that is a good one.
Fun fact: my first race.
Oh, good luck getting the 1-24 of that one.
I found it for like 80, and I just need to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
they're expensive, but you can find a good deal. Sterling Martin Silver Bullet car. That's just a beautiful race car. These aren't in any order. The Rainbow Warrior, of course.
Yeah.
the Lumina, seniors Wrangler scheme.
Yeah,
And then
I've always loved the Wrangler.
it's a beautiful car. So, a little fun fact about me: Cars is my all-time favorite movie. It's not even has to do with racing. I mean, it's a little bit to do with racing, but it's just my number one favorite movie of all time. I
It's a
actually
good
have them.
movie.
Like I have McQueen tattooed on me, 95 right there.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
But the Hudson Hornet is I will own one day. Like I'm going to buy a 51 Hudson and make it look like the Hudson Hornet, and then Richard
That's
Petty's
awesome.
Superbird.
Yeah.
Heck
But
yeah.
there's also a ton more. Like I love the Peter Max car. This car right here too is actually one of my favorite teams of all time. And I have the Blaney Kobe body armor
Yeah, that's a good
car
one.
with the Kobe and Gigi tribute on the back.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But I love this car to death too. I have a lot of race cars up there that I really enjoy.
Yeah. You got to get your Harvick shelf back in order.
All right, I'm going to show you guys this. Checkered Chat exclusive, first time seeing my man
Here
cave.
we go.
So I had to severely downsize my collection.
Oof.
There's a lot of Harvard cars in here. So I built the shelves and I had to
Nice.
put my favorite cars on the shelf and let these cars go to die. And there's a lot of Harvard cars in there. So the collection is now displayed on the shelf. I got some pretty lights to put up there too.
Heck yeah.
So
Good
you
touch.
guys are all no. There we go. So all lit up.
Nice.
And I think it looks
That's
pretty good.
awesome.
This hasn't been seen by anybody yet. The whole room hasn't actually been seen by anybody yet. This is the
So
finish.
this is the premiere.
This is the Checkered Chat exclusive. You guys heard it here first. But
Heck yeah.
all my cars are up there. I'm actually waiting for my guy. It's a lot higher than you think it is. Like that's at the very top. This is
Okay.
a
Yeah.
normal house 8-foot ceilings, so you can't see the bottom cars on the 3-tier 3D prints.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for my guy to print me 2 more of those, so that top shelf is going to kind of look like a racetrack, so you can see the cars that I put up there.
Yeah.
But I think it turned out pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Makes the office looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah.
Here's a car that you'll appreciate. I'm sure you wish you had that one.
Hold on, oh yeah.
Heck
Yeah, I've thought about getting that one recently. My big thing
I
right now is
love this cars.
oh yeah, I've ran out of room of where to put my
Nobody runs
diecast.
out of room.
So, well, this is my in between of like I've ran out of room to display, so I have my favorites displayed, and then I have the rest either in a tote box or just the box slid under my bed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of out of room in my current room, but I'm also at the point of like starting to look into buying a house at some point. So I don't want to like set everything up in my room and finally get it done just to tear it right back down and go. So whenever
Makes a lot of sense.
whenever I get my house and I, can use my free will and my big boy money, I will have some shelves stacked.
Yeah. I've got all mine in.
It kind of made me really put the high money diecast up there, and all the ones that are in the bin are ones that I got for like $10 or less. There's still some good cars in there that I wish I'm gonna try and find a home for, but everything in there is like the cheap ones, the old Winter Circles ones and stuff like that. All the ones that are on the shelf are the ones that made me go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got all mine. They're all on 3D print stands, but they're all in a like if you remember entertainment cabinets where you'd store like VHSs and DVDs and stuff. We can't really turn the camera where you can see it, but it's one of those that I've repurposed into storage and some NASCAR memorabilia and stuff all throughout there.
It's
that
cool.
I've kind of
I have so much stuff that like I made this office kind of like a more of a cabin place because I have a lot of gear that I have to hang up and kind of wanted to more like to lean more into that Bible content that I'm going to do later on, kind of make it look like it's a lot cleaner in here. But I have so much stuff that I still have to put in here, but a lot of stuff that I'm not going to put in here just because I don't want to have it on the walls and stuff. It doesn't really fit the cabiny wood vibe I did in this room. So it's in the garage until
Heck
I
yeah.
have something bigger in the future to put it all in.
Yeah,
Had to
definitely.
make this. I shrunk my collection down a lot in this room.
Yeah.
100%. It's kind of upsetting, but it is what it is.
So the last question we actually, I guess, kind of just clicked on a little bit because we
Yeah.
were talking about diecast and stuff. But I guess now that you've downsized your collection and stuff, other than diecast, what memorabilia do you collect?
So, man, you're not gonna believe me. I really only collect diecasts. I don't care for anything else. Like I don't really care for sheet metal. I don't care for cards. Like I'm not a sports card collector at all. I think sports cards are silly.
Couldn't be Blake.
I will like if there's this I used to collect a lot of like football and basketball cards. I have a lot of them still, but I'm not going to go spend money on cards now. I think diecast is the coolest thing you can collect.
Yeah.
I have a couple pieces of fiberglass and sheet metal from back then, but I'm really only a diecast collector, and I like to collect like shirts. I love shirts, vintage shirts, and just even not vintage shirts now. Like I like to have a pretty deep arsenal of racing shirts that I could wear and
Yeah.
hats.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
really, it's just diecast, and articles of clothing.
Yeah.
Heck
And
yeah.
I love my like puffers, like the
Yeah.
windbreakers.
Yeah,
old.
yeah.
If I can find one of those that aren't $1 million, I'll pick those up too.
Yeah.
But other than that, memorabilia, not really much of anything else.
Heck yeah.
We more like if we go to like whatever tracks Rich and I go to, we'll get like koozies and stickers and stuff like that. And stuff, or like a hoodie with that track on it.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm not collecting that isn't a diecast. It's purely track based from that
Okay.
track.
Yeah. I love like track specific merch. Like I got a Talladega shirt when we went, but I have a gripe with Atlanta Motor Speedway. They released a hat when, you know, it was the big trend for everybody to put their whatever upside down. I don't know if that's still a thing, but you know, I felt like for a while
It's
that
still
was
a thing.
everywhere.
I can get this hat upside down if I wanted to.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is, but
So they released a hat and they put it, you know, on their Instagram and stuff, and I was like, that's cool. I'm gonna go get it. And I walk up and I see that it's $50. I'm like, no, I'm not dropping $50 on
And then
that.
they changed the name shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
so it didn't matter.
yeah, literally, it's not even Atlanta Motor Speedway anymore. So
It'll always be, but it's not
well,
to
on
NASCAR.
paper, yeah,
there's a
Echo
lot of
Park.
tracks like that you can change the name. You're never changing the name. It's kind of like Twitter. Like
yeah,
nobody
Yeah.
calls it X. It's Twitter. It's just the same basis with tracks. You can't expect the fan base to change.
yeah, definitely.
It's Atlanta. I'm not calling that place Echo Park. You kidding me?
Yeah, no. They like just got around to changing all like the highway signs to Echo Park, and every time I see it, it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Like they're very obviously they just like blocked out stuff and then put Echo Park up there. I'm like, y'all aren't even trying. It's a different shade of green. We know it's Atlanta Motor Speedway. Like
Yeah.
you're not.
I grew up because they changed it this year, for 25 years of my life, it being Atlanta Motor Speedway. It'll never not be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think it's wrong to call it that. Like I think that Atlanta Motor Speedway knows it's Atlanta. Like people are going to call it Atlanta. Announcers will be like, "We're going to Atlanta this weekend." Drivers are going to say they're going to Atlanta. Like nobody's calling it Echo Park.
The funny thing is it's not even in Atlanta.
No.
Like
It's not.
It is
It's
way
an hour
out
away.
of Atlanta. Yeah, literally.
We went to whenever we stayed, like literally right across the street in a hotel. It was probably less than a mile down the road by one of those gas stations down there. And whenever we stayed there, it was super close. But we went to the aquarium, and
Oh yeah.
we went to the aquarium and the Coke Museum, and just kind of went around the city during the day before the race started. When we planned all that before, like way weeks in advance, we got there and we got to our hotel and track, and I'm like, "This is an hour and a half away. This aquarium, this sucks."
Yeah.
It's a whole road trip to get there.
Literally. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I mean, I grew up about 20 minutes down the road from there, and you grew up like what? About the same.
20 to 30,
Yeah.
give or take, yeah.
If you saw any signs for Locust Grove or Tanger Outlets, that's the exit I grew up on.
That would be like right past the speedway a little bit.
I mean, you still see signs for it, but yeah, like literally right down the road from there. So yeah, it's always going to be Atlanta. And it's not in Atlanta, but we also apparently have a beach, but that's a man-made
Oh yeah, I
pool
forgot
of
about
sand.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, not much to do around there unless you like chain stores. That's about it. There's an academy down the
I
road.
grew up on a farm in the middle of nowhere, so I understand how it is.
Yeah.
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 I went back and forth between here and Pittsburgh all the time. But I say I grew up in Pittsburgh. I grew up about 40 minutes outside of Pittsburgh. I grew up on
gotcha.
70 acres on a farm. And then I grew up half here in Richmond, Kentucky too, on a farm. But I've loved both, but I love it here more. That's why I moved here. But there's a ton of stuff to do around here. This place is awesome. I would never think about raising a family or living anywhere else ever again.
Heck yeah. Well,
I wish that Kentucky Speedway was still
Yeah.
kicking. That's probably one of my biggest regrets is not ever getting the Kentucky Speedway.
Yeah.
I'm about an hour away from it. I want to go take the drone up there one day and just go fly around. That could be another
sick.
question. Another question you guys can add is like, what's your biggest regret?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
That's not.
What's somewhere that like you could have gone but you ended up not going, or something along the lines of that would be a cool question to ask people too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
So we're on to the last question, and this you'll enjoy this. So I think, so we're gonna give the floor to you.
Okay.
I have much faith in you to handle this. Any questions you have for us? Anything you want to discuss, and then anything you want to plug?
Anything. So I want to ask you guys, what do you think? Like, what is your dream? Like, what's your end goal in NASCAR? Like, where do you want to take this podcast? Where do you want to branch off this podcast and do something else? Like, what is your ultimate dream?
So that's a wild one because I
yeah.
literally like fly by the seat of my pants like all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good, decently obtainable like goal that I feel like we both kind of fly by the seat of our pants when it comes to this, but like getting to the point where we could be able to have media credentials to go into the garage areas, have drivers that we can have communication with, conversations, that kind of stuff. Probably never go too far down the like breaking news and like the break hard, the like Pocris, like anything like that. I'm not good with like jumping on it immediately.
Yeah.
But I would like to get to the point where we could somewhat consistently be in garage areas, have people to talk to, have conversations, different guests. I mean, even if it's maybe one or two cup guys, but it's more predominantly lower series. Yeah, I don't know if we've ever actually sat down and we these are our
because literally the main reason that we started doing this was just we talked about NASCAR so much in the 2024 season that we were just like, we should start a podcast next season.
Yeah, might as well put some microphones in front of you.
Yeah, literally. And that's literally all it's been. It's just been fun. I mean, I said from the beginning when me and Blake first sat down talking about doing this, I was like, I don't care if one person listens or if there's, 100K listening. Like, literally just do it for fun. I mean, literally the podcast itself, like we get more traction from TikTok videos than we do the actual podcast ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to edit a podcast than it is to edit a TikTok. So it seriously is just for the love of the game, I guess. I mean,
yeah, and it's always like I'll give a shout out to Jarrett that I used to work with that I seriously think has listened to every episode that we've put out. And some of those, he is literally the only person that's listened to it.
Yeah.
He'll shoot me text every now and then and be like, hey, I really liked this. I really liked that.
Hey,
this
Justin's an idiot.
I don't think he's really
joking.
done that.
I'm joking.
But he'll shoot me texts like that, and we'll talk on occasion about it. It really just goes back to what Justin said about, like, if he's the only person that listens to it and he finds enjoyment out of it, that makes it worth it to me to know that there's at least one person out there that
Yeah.
likes to listen to what we have to say, even if we're just dead wrong or, you know, like we're Joey Logano haters, but who knows? Maybe there's somebody out there that likes Joey that still likes what we have to say.
Yeah.
Other than that, like,
I mean, the Joey Logano hate got so much that some dude tagged us in like.
I forgot about that.
What was he doing? He was doing like a cover of a song or something.
Like a metalcore cover, and he's a big Joey fan. And he like tagged us in it because
he said it was something. I don't even know what the song was, but he had like Joey hype stuff playing in between. Like he had edited this whole video and tagged us in it.
It was a really good video.
It was great editing to this guy, but
some people are so funny, man.
Yeah, it was.
So funny. That's why I love
it was
sports
interesting
in
for
it's
sure.
So petty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I came back and commented. I was like, "Great video, not a great driver," or something like that.
I find that fun sometimes. Like, as weird as it sounds, like when we'll have people that find the TikTok and they'll leave like just, well, that was a god awful take. Y'all suck. These picks are awful. Even that's fun to me because I get to sit there and I'm like, okay, like,
yeah,
it's engagement. You sat there and you were like, hey, I don't agree with that. And then, they watched it. And it's also a fun, it's just a laugh too sometimes.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean,
that's just the beauty of conversation. Especially, you have a podcast. It's your right to talk about what you want on the podcast or a radio show, whatever it might be. You listen. You have fans that listen because they like your opinion. You have people that don't like your opinion, and that's the whole. People didn't like your opinion, you wouldn't have anything to talk about.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just fun. Part of sports is going back and forth with different fan bases and different. It's the beauty of sports. It's what makes them so great. And it's sometimes you have things that everybody agrees with, and it's topics that everybody agrees with, and sometimes you like to get under people's skin and talk a little smack.
Yeah.
To Joe Logano fans, like, who are you? You suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love though I would even say like next season to 2027 to be able to, like, when we go to tracks, have maybe like a small meet and greet or like meet up kind of thing, but also too, one thing that I've done and Justin's done and we've tried to do at most races is I have so many trading cards and I have so many just duplicates of stuff that we'll like repack them and I'll go find kids, families. And then Talladega this last time, I just started hiding them out in like very obvious areas where everybody walked in and out and saw them. Just recycle, I hope that brings somebody joy.
And maybe they check out the podcast because we have like a little sticker on them and stuff.
But mainly just like, it sits in the floor of my room. If that can bring somebody else joy or like really even the whole, like, the kid aspect is like, you want to be able to hand out things and to interact with like the kids coming into the sport because those are the next ones up that are going to have to, in a way, like, carry the sport on.
Yeah, 100%. And kids remember that stuff too. Like, kids remember. That'd be like, I'm doing Atlanta again for sure on the sponsorship. I don't know what the second track's going to be, but it'd be really fun to link up and do something like that with you guys where we go hand out some kids. Even like, just I want to do another meet and greet. I want to do another meet and greet at that time. We can do one together. It'd be fun to get a bunch of merchandise too and go hand it out together, walk around. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool idea for sure. But
I'm definitely down for that.
Definitely in the future, big meet and greet together. And I think that would be, again, that would be a ton of fun to go get some 124s and some sports cars and go walk around and try and find kids, even though it might be a little weird.
Yeah.
But
that is the only thing with handing. Yeah, that's the only thing with handing them out. I'm like, hey, I make sure the parents there. I'm like, hey, I want to give you guys this. Me and my buddy do a podcast. Well, man, good. You got anything else for us?
I'm all right, man. I don't need to plug anything or anything like that. My channel. It's Wade Taylor. I have a bunch of cool stuff planned coming up for off-season content as well as starting back up with my racing content for next season, and of course that new step in spreading the gospel and teaching young men how to be men and learn about Christ. I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you have any interest in that, please come check me out. Again, thank you guys for having me on. It's been a blast. It's a milestone for me, my first podcast. I hope to come back on again.
Heck yeah,
a
dude.
bunch. We can do this anytime, man. Anytime you guys want to talk.
Heck yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah.
But I think that is a good place to wrap it up for this week. Next week, I have no clue who we have on. You'll find out whenever it's posted, I guess. This has been the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin.
I'm Blake.
And
I'm Wade.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
See you.